Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. So I know it hasn't been that long since I posted my deep list, about 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks now. But obviously we had a bunch of buffs to deep with the new cards that we reveal. So it only makes sense to revisit deep and play it again. Now, this list that I'm playing is actually the list that our good friend Metal has been running. And really early on in the season, and honestly, like open to the last day or so, he was top 10 with deep using this list. And it's utilizing both of the new cards, which are Undergrowth, which you toss 3 and drain 2 from a unit. So it's so good because it lets you heal while also tossing and advancing your condition. And also plays double Mega Tusk, right? Mega Tusk is once you go deep, you're able to heal your Nexus and allies for 3. So it's able to help you prevent yourself from dying to aggro or any other type of mid-range deck that are just trying to push damage to you. The rest of the list is very similar, although compared to the video that I did a couple weeks ago, I am putting Maokai back in the deck because, again, this is the way that Metal has been running and seems to be having a lot of success with it. So I'm just copying his deck list and kind of seeing how it goes and go from there. The deck is pretty straightforward, right? Triple Dredgers, double Jettisons, 6 Scarabs, those are all standard in every single deep list. Obviously, some people have been cutting Jettison or people play 3 off. I think 2 is like the perfect number for it because a lot of times Jettisons doesn't feel that great. Biofeast goes together with the Undergrowth as your ways to be able to deal with aggro, together with the Depth Wanderer, which is also tossing 3, healing you 3, and tossing 3 and giving you a blocker that can potentially life save for 3. We play 1 Jolt Hunters, can be really good card to punish like Annie's, for example. You can kill Annie for free. 3 lower the depths. Obviously, the idea is that you're trying to get to your sea monsters as soon as possible, especially if you can get lower the depths into the sea scarab. And having them being discounted means that you can fill your board with those sea monsters. Then obviously the double Maokai helps you go deep faster, gives you challengers that you can use, and gives you additional blockers. Megatux, just healing you. Salvage, kind of like a little bit like Jettison, instead that it actually lets you draw. Obviously a lot more expensive. But I think it is worth it because the draw can be very important and kind of fits in some very awkward hands that you can sometimes get with deep. We are going triple Abyssal Eye, triple Devourer, which I personally don't agree with because usually I think lure, you always wanted to try to pull your Sea Scarab. But again, Metal has been having a lot of success with this version, so I want to try it out and kind of see how it goes. Triple Vengeance, pretty straightforward. It's your one way to deal with the Viegos or any of the opponent's big units. Triple Nautilus and 1 Shipwreck Hoarder as a potential alternate win condition with the treasures in case that you get into like a tight spot. So that's the list. I think I'm having a lot of fun with it. It was, it does feel pretty good. It's just it has the same problem that every single deep list has, that sometimes it can be a little bit inconsistent, right? Because it's really a matter of how you draw. If you end up drawing all your sea monsters early on, and you're Nautilus early on, you're gonna have a much harder time because it means that the way that you can get deep is a lot more slowed down. If you end up drawing your early cards first, then it ends up being a lot better because you're able to go deep pretty fast and then just able to get your sea monsters value later once you're actually really deep. So usually with deep, you don't want to see your sea monsters early. You want to see your early units early instead. So yeah. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the games coming up soon. And as always, if you like the content, please make sure to subscribe below. We post AR videos every single day. I'll see you all at the end of the video for some mulligan tips. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Jayce Heimerdinger Shadow Owls. They do have Vengeance and ways to remove stuff like our Nautilus, which is the scary part. Maokai also feels very vulnerable. So does the Jolt Hunters. Kind of like the Maokai though, to be honest. I think he's gonna bait out a Vengeance, right? Like I think an early Maokai is gonna bait out a Vengeance from the opponent. I don't think we need to do the Direct Dredges just yet. I think I want to keep my mana. Okay, now we do the Sea Scarab, in my opinion. Now that we have the Sea Scarab on the field, okay, he's gonna just thermo it. Alright, I think I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm okay with that because it means 1 less thermo that can go on the Maokai. But it is a little bit annoying, right? I think at this point we just do the Dredger and just be mana efficient. We still keep the 3 mana for the Undergrowth. And we can Maokai next turn. We get to push our free 2 damage as well. Not that I'm complaining. Opponent probably wants to go ham here. So, because the opponent has the attack token, it makes our Maokai a lot better. Because opponent probably wants to be able to tap out of mana here. Now, that's annoying, though, right? That's annoying because it means that we actually cannot play Maokai because the opponent went for the challenger. Opponent should never pull this because then he loses to the undergrowth. Yep, there we go. Same thing again, though, right? If we are at 3, 6, 7, 8, 3, 6, 7, this will give us, this will take us to 9. 3, 6, 7. I'm willing to pass. If opponent wants to burn this mana, I'm completely okay with that. So we have two options here. If we do this, we definitely lose to definitely just lose to like a Bard Fizz or something, right? I don't think we need Maokai to go deep anymore. So this is gonna lose to a Bard Fizz or wow, that's a problem, right? If we play this, it's gonna lose to a Bard Fizz or something like that. I guess we have to just do it. We have to threaten it, right? I think we have to always threaten it. Or a thermal. Okay, so that's a thermal. So that tells us a lot. So that tells us the opponent doesn't have Bard Fizz. So that tells us the opponent doesn't have Bard Fizz or Mystic Shot. Because I think either one of those would have been better than a thermal right there. We get to go deep here. If the opponent attacks, we get to go deep. Wow. Wow. It's just Maokai. But I guess Maokai is gonna lose to the Jayce, right? We could do the Devour. But we don't have the Jettison. If we had the Jettison, we could do the Devour. If we play the Maokai, we're losing to the I think we just play the Dredgers, right? We play the Dredgers. Because if the opponent attacks, we can Bard Fizz his Floor Be Gone, right? And if the opponent attacks with Jayce, we can Undergrowth, right? Yeah, I think we always Bard Fizz this Floor Be Gone. Then we play Maokai. We really went deep. Opponent's not even gonna attack. So opponent's not even gonna attack. They're really just playing around us having our Maokai. So in which case, is Maokai ever actually gonna do anything in this game? So if we do the lore, we have access to the Undergrowth to be able to beat the Jayce. If the opponent has Vengeance, that is a little bit annoying. So the punish here is going to be a Vengeance, right? Because the Vengeance allows the Jayce to actually, the Jayce to survive. If we do the lore, we tap out of being able to do Undergrowth to follow it up. So we lose to like a Mystic Shot. I like the Devour. I like forcing the Vengeance out. I like forcing the Vengeance out here. Because we have the Undergrowth to be able to actually kill his units, right? Mystic Shot is not going to be enough. Yeah, so there you go. So he gets the Vengeance. So he gets the Jayce level up. The cards duplicated don't count twice for Heimerdinger, so it's not a big deal for us. I think the Lord of the Depths are going to be a little bit awkward in this game, so I don't think I actually want to play them. I think we still have plenty of blockers. Obviously, this is a bad level up for us, which is a little bit annoying. I guess we could have done Maokai plus Lore and Megatus, and that could have been enough as well.
Hey, show me that again.
I think I'm okay with this, right? Because all we have to do is just Undergrowth, that's 6 mana. I guess if he gets Spell Shield, we get punished.
Gate is a go.
Undergrowth, that's 6 mana. The problem here is that we probably need to... One is always going to want to summon the Floor Be Gone, right? If we do the Maokai right now... So let's say we do the Maokai right now. We can do the Dread Dredgers and still have access to double Undergrowth. We lose the Maokai. We lose the Maokai, though, to the Jayce. But it gives us an additional block, because opponent's probably always going to submit the Floor Be Gone. We also don't have a blocker for the Fearsome. And we also, again, still don't have access to the Elusive. So I think it has to be the Undergrowth. If that's the case, it means that we tap ourselves out of... So this is 9. 3 plus 5 is 8. And we still have access to 11. So it has to be the lore. Yeah, it has to be the lore, I think. Into the Bower on the Jayce. Yes. This loses to a Mystic Shot, though, right? So it had to be the Bower on the Floor Be Gone. Okay, he doesn't have the Mystic Shot, which we kind of knew that he doesn't have it, right? Based on how the opponent was playing. We're going to get hit by 7, which is a little bit unfortunate. We can block. We get to heal 2 back up. Yeah, so we're going to have to sacrifice our Devour. When he still gets the turrets. What is he gonna do? Oh, he's gonna just summon more turrets. That's actually pretty smart. I guess he has to... No, we always have to keep the Undergrowth just because we have to deal with the Elusives. We always have to deal with the Elusives, unfortunately. So we have to keep the Undergrowth open. He has to... No, we always have to block there. Yeah, we always have to block like this, like this, like this. Undergrowth here, we go down to 9. But the opponent also keeps the Apex turret alive. An opponent could easily have another Vengeance next turn. Losing the Battle Feast actually hurts, because we probably needed a Battle Feast to actually have Maokai stay alive. So the problem here is that I would like to do Maokai. Oh, wow. You know, I like the Maokai. I'm going to force the opponent to have to bang against this Maokai, right? So, what can we do, though? Right? So, opponent will always be able to bang against this Maokai, giving him access to another turret. Doesn't get the vengeance, so we get the free value here. So we don't have to use the Jettison anymore, right? Because we always gonna level up this Maokai. I guess unless he gets vengeance from the Ferrous Financier, in which case we should always do the Dread Dredgers first. The problem is that the Dread Dredger is not really a fearsome blocker, so I would rather use my mana in other ways. I think I need fearsome blockers. I like doing the Sea Scarab because the Sea Scarab means that we can actually jettison if we need to level up the Maokai. This will allow us to kill the elusive turret, which is pretty nice. And then we want to do this so that we have a fearsome blocker for the Apex turrets. Opponent's going to try to go for the kill on the Maokai right now before he can level up. And if he does that, then we do lose the fearsome blocker. But we're still able to kill the Floor Be Gone, right? This is close. This is super close. We also gonna we have 3 Nautilus and 1 more Maokai in our deck, which is very important for us to remember. We also have an elusive blocker if the opponent develops next turn. Oh wow! So he actually went for the. He decided that trying to kill, like, he decided just keeping his Floor Be Gone is the key here, right? The problem for the opponent is that we get another blocker, right? We know exactly what we're gonna draw. We're gonna draw. The funny thing is that we actually, if he actually tried to kill the Maokai, we wouldn't have had the way to level up the Maokai because we only have 4 champions. We have fearsome blockers. We get 2 fearsome blockers. We get another blocker here for free. We have access to the Undergrowth to kill the elusive. So I'm still in a good spot because I have blockers for everything. And now we get Nautilus as well. I think that's fine because we can block the Armor Stumper with the 2 for free here. We block here, block here, block here, and do this. And we take 0 damage. And then now we summon the Nautilus. Oh wow. Opponent's also down to only 3 cards left. The only punish to summoning Nautilus here is gonna be Ruination, right? We can also get the treasures because we have Jettison plus Dredgers. So I think I'm always willing to do the Nautilus right now. He also makes our deck a little bit bigger, which is important. We still have all the sea monsters that we need. We can potentially get the toss very easily. Like, opponent will have the Ruination here to get rid of our board, and that's not gonna be enough. So yeah, there we go. Like, even if the Ruination with this board, we're able to refill our board next turn, and opponent only like doesn't really have a lot of cards to punish us. So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Bard Twisted Fate. I guess the whole idea with this deck is that you're just gonna be drawing a lot. Honestly, I will say I didn't think of this combination or how this really works. I'm gonna get greedy here. I'm gonna get greedy and keep the Maokai. But I'm wondering if I should actually summon the Dredgers or just wait. Oh, I guess, okay, since we have the Mega Tusk, we can play the Mega Tusk after we play Maokai. So I think we always do play the Dredgers now. I think we always play the Dredgers now. So we lost a Ball Feast, Devour, and our Treasure guy. We can go like this. The Undergrowth can get rid of Twisted Fate unless the opponent is able to get Chimes on him. The problem is that we don't. Well, I guess we have a turn 4 play with Salvage, or Undergrowth, whichever one comes first. Okay, so yeah, so this deck is just gonna try to draw a lot. So this deck is trying to draw a lot, and I guess keep Twisted Fate alive. Like if you buff Twisted Fate up, even if the opponent gets 1 Chime, we do have Bile Feast and Undergrowth. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna salvage. I'm gonna salvage just because of how low value that my hand is. Like, I'm pretty sure opponent's gonna try to just super level Twisted Fate. They lost the draw from the Mystic Vortex. We're gonna attack first. Opponent has only activated 2 Chimes. We're gonna attack first. 3, 6, 7. We're gonna attack first. I'm gonna do the Maokai. If the opponent doesn't summon Twisted Fate. Oh, that's not a Twisted Fate. So yeah, so we just do the Maokai here. I'm not scared of the Bar. Especially because he's pretty far away from leveling. He's only activated 2 Shines so far. From Bilgewater, opponent should have a way to kill Maokai at the moment. We can do 2 things. We can do... I guess we have the lore, right? So we should do lore into Mega Tusk. We also have the Vengeance to be able to kill like a Twisted Fate if we think he's ever gonna get he's gonna be a problem. Yeah, let's do the Mega Tusk. I think if we do the Mega Tusk, I guess, you know, we could be going farther into deep. If it's the Devourer, I'd rather play the Devourer. Okay, if it's not the Devourer, I guess we have 2 options. We can do Death Bloom, which will make everything go deep. We can do the Mega Tusk, but we're not close to going deep. Yeah, we're not close to going deep, right? Because next turn we have 6 mana. I guess technically we could do Mega Tusk, and then Undergrowth, or also the Death Bloom. Let's do the Death Bloom first. We have the mana to do both Mega Tusk, and Death Bloom next turn. We can do both Mega Tusk, I mean. The problem is that we are deep. We're going to be deep because of Maokai plus our natural draw. So our natural draw gets us to 17, and the Maokai skill gets us to 15. So we're going to be exactly deep. because of the Deadbloom Wonder. Opponent's trying to draw. I guess they could have Twisted Fate right here. Do we ever have to like keep the Vengeance for the Twisted Fate? Oh, the Twisted Fate only has two health. So he could actually just die to the sapling. Or even the Undergrowth. I'm very surprised that the opponent did it this way. So Twisted Fate goes... Gets to draw another card here. I guess he could level... Wow. He does level Bar right here. So I guess he could level Bar. He has a lot of Chimes on the top of his deck. So that Twisted Fate is going to go crazy now. So I do think we just Vengeance. I think as much as I would like to go deep right now, I think it's more important for us to Vengeance and stop that Twisted Fate from leveling up. Yeah, I think this is much better. I think we have to stop Twisted Fate from leveling up. Opponent could easily have a second Twisted Fate though. The problem is that we don't have... We could go for the mill. We could have gone for the mill win condition too. How do I win though? If the opponent gets... Yeah, I should have gone for the mill win condition. Instead, now that I think about it. Especially because we have Jettison. We could have gotten value from Maokai here. Yeah, oh man. I misplayed twice. I think we got greedy with the Twisted Fate. I think we should have let him level up Twisted Fate. It's not a problem for us. Because now we're just going to get hit by a ton of damage here. Right? I guess we have the second Vengeance to be able to stop it. But we're going to do the same thing, right? If we do the second Vengeance, it's just losing. We have the Mega Tusk. Oh, he also gave us the blockers now. I don't like the Mega Tusk because we want to use it once we take health, right? So we want to use the Mega Tusk once we actually take damage so that we can actually heal with it. We could, like I said, we could actually level up Maokai here, which will actually cause him to potentially lose because his deck is going to have a lot of draw. I guess he's using the jar right now, though. He is using the jar right now. We probably do need to do Battle Feast. I like the Battle Feast better. So I like the Battle Feast better because it's another unit that can die here. So we're going to have 2 units that can die. We can do the Jettison. That puts us at 17. Ha. Yeah, he's going all in. He's going all in. Do we have to actually sacrifice the Maokai? Maybe we actually sacrifice the Maokai instead. Maybe we're supposed to sacrifice the Maokai. Just so that we don't take too much damage here. Because next up we have 8. So we can do Maokai plus Mega Tusk. Yeah, opponent played it smart here, right? Opponent played it smart and decided to buff that up. I think we do. I think we actually do kill the let the Maokai go. I think we go like this. I think we just let Maokai go. So we let Maokai go, right? We have a second Maokai. We go down. Maokai's now is 18. We don't need to do the Jettison right now, I guess. Opponent loses the Burble Fish. We're gonna be 1 off. I guess once the sap loses, that will give us enough. When the sap dies, that will give us enough, right? Unless the opponent has a way to kill this. And they do. Well, they have the way to get rid of the elusive, which is huge for him. I think I'm okay with this. I think I'm okay with this. Because now we leveled up Maokai, and now it means that every time that the opponent draws, it's gonna be a problem. Right? We also have we have Vengeance next turn, and we also have a blocker that's gonna naturally come in with the sapling. We have enough for 9 plus 2, that's gonna be 12. So we have 3 blockers on the field. So we're able to block his whole board, except for, I guess, and we can bang just another one of his units. If the opponent levels up Twisted Fate, they're just setting themselves up for failure. I guess opponent could have Bar, right? So if the opponent, well, no, because opponent just used Bar last turn, right? Oh, I'm gonna pass. Someone was passing here because I don't want the opponent to develop another unit. Like, the opponent having this little board is actually better for us than if they have more units. We can do Megatus and still have access to Vengeance. And the Megatus actually heals our Nexus a little bit more as well. Oh, that's a huge... That's a good one for the opponent. That he hit the Make It Rain right there. So, Nautilus means that we lose access to the Megatusk and the Vengeance. And Nautilus doesn't have enough. So, we can still block, right? I gotta pass. No, I shouldn't pass. I should go like this first. I should go like this because that extra health is probably gonna be important.
Gotta go with the flow.
He doesn't have any more spells. We can Vengeance the Sap. He doesn't have any more spells. And this should be game then? Well, he has 3 cards left. It's not technically game, I guess, right? Because he's gonna have the 3 cards left, and everything that we do here, like, our whole board is gonna die. So it is not game yet. He still has 3 cards. How does he have 3 cards left? Okay, he didn't jump from the sap. Actually, him not joining for the sap helps him out so much. Because it's the same thing. We lose our whole board. We don't get anything here. That's really important. We get the Nautilus now, but it's not gonna be enough. Opponent doesn't need to play anything, so opponent just doesn't draw and they're still fine. As long as the opponent doesn't draw, they're okay. That sap actually would have been better for us. Like, if the sap actually hit, it would have been so much better for us. The fact that he was able to kill our elusive fish the other turn was actually such a big deal. Like, the fact that he was able to actually kill it last time was huge. Our other hope, we had to actually go after the bar. So we have to go after the bar because what we want to do now is we want to prevent him from buffing the rest of his units, right? With bar. If he's not able to, but then we lose to the elusives. Well, we have 1 Nautilus to stop 1 elusive. Because again, my problem here is that Bar can buff this guys up, and if Bar is able to buff this guys up, then my Undergrowth actually doesn't kill them. So we are gonna have to rely on the Nautilus Riptide. So we're gonna have to rely on the Nautilus Riptide. And if that's the case, we need to do this right now. Because he can buff this one up with the Esmus. So as it is right now, we can live at 1 HP. Assuming the opponent has literally nothing else. Actually, not 1. Oh wait, he's also not 1 HP, right? Because we heal 2 there, so we actually are a little bit safe from like Make It Rain and a potential Twisted Fate red card. Yes. Oh wow, and we get the second Undergrowth, so we can actually kill this guy as well. Or heal another 2. It is gonna be close. He wins now, right? He wins because he drew the last elusive. He drew the last Burblefish. Wow, he actually drew the last Burblefish. Oh man, I thought we played it so well too. Because we don't have enough blockers here. Because this is 12 and we only have enough for 1 Riptide plus the Undergrowth. Wow. It looked like he top decked that too, man. Oh wow, if it was anything else but an elusive, we were actually fine. And if we had a second Devour, he actually would have been in trouble as well. So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Annie Jhin. Now, this should be a good matchup for us because we do have Bard Fizz and we have a lot of heals. Honestly, the Lure of the Depths can be a little bit awkward. The Lure of the Depths can be a little bit awkward. Because it's a 3 mana do nothing. I think I'm going to kick it. I think I'm going to keep the Bard Fizz. Undergrowth is a lot better. We have a good blocker here. And we get the Maokai as well. So Maokai is going to be really, really good here. We can Undergrowth to kill the Annie. It's the same thing. It saves 2 damage. Or we can... Yeah, okay. Well, if it goes like this... Yeah, it's the same thing no matter which way we do it, right? So... we should do it right now, though. So we should always do it right now, just so that we don't have to worry about... You know what? What am I doing? We have Joe Hunters. So we actually don't need to do this. We could have just Joe Hunters and gotten the Annie for free. I think I'm okay, though. We have Maokai, we have Bard Fizz. So it's a little bit of a misplay on my side. I always forget that Annie has 0 HP, 0 attack. So the Joe Hunters can always kill her for free, right? Which is what I always forget about. It gives us the chance to be able to Bard Fizz that next turn, which is pretty good. So we can Bard Fizz the rear guard. We can summon the Maokai here.
The stage is set.
I guess he will get to stun. If we summon the Joe Hunters, though, he cannot attack with Jhin. So he's not able to attack with Jhin here, right? Because if he attacks with Jhin, he's just... Oh, wow, okay, he went for it anyways. Okay. Yeah, so this unit's gonna die no matter what. If we do the Bard Fizz right now... Yeah, I think we just do the Bard Fizz right now. Just call it a day. We take 0 damage, we kill the Jhin. Opponent must have a second Jhin in their hand for them to do it this way. This also means that we actually get to trade with his whole board because the spider ends up eating the Jhin skills, which is pretty good for us. I think we do summon the Maokai because he can give us 2 blockers next turn, and we're also going to have the Devour, right? We're still at 18 HP. Okay, yeah, this should be pretty good for us. So Maokai means that we can always do the Devour next turn. A lot of his units have low health, so the Devour will be able to kill his unit. Oh wait, he's playing this, so he's not even going that aggro, to be honest. Yeah, so let's see what he does here. We can even do the Wonder instead, but I think it's actually always the Devour. So I think it's always the Devour. There's 2 options here. We always just go here. The reason I didn't do it on this guy, by the way, is because he's always gonna get the value here anyways, right? Like, there's no way he doesn't get the value from this. I guess I could have done it and forced him not to get anything, because he gets the 1 damage to the Nexus. He also could have just been on the Annie instead, yeah. Because Maokai ends up being a pretty bad blocker. Now, if he also has the... if he also has... Oh, wow, okay, so if it's going like this, it's completely fine with me. So, okay, so that's the second Jhin that we talked about. This is completely fine with me. Next time we just do the Wonder, right? I think the Wonder is better. I like the Wonder next turn instead of the Devour, because the Wonder means that you can, like, opponent will have to stun it right now. Oh, especially we have double Wonder. We can also do the Beast below as well, give ourselves another blocker. Like, this should be game. We're at 16 HP. Opponent's gonna have to commit a stun here to have to actually kill this guy. He does get to level up Annie, which is kind of annoying. But Tivers is 6 mana, so he doesn't have the value for it right now. Yeah. Tivers is 6 mana, so he doesn't get the value for it right now. And we can just heal again. And we go deep, so this is gonna become a 7 attack unit. And then next time we can do the Devour. We can go like this. I'm willing to attack with everything. So I'm willing to attack with everything, even if he gets a favorable block with the Jhin. Because he's still gonna have to trade here, right? Yeah, he's still... Oh wow, he decided to just sacrifice his whole board. So he's gonna be able to level up the Jhin because of Tivers. He must have Fervor, right? So for him to do this, he must have Fervor. I still don't think it's enough, not with us having Devour on the field as well. Because we can just Devour next turn, and it will give us both the Maokai Sapling, as well as get rid of one of his units. Yeah, so that's a Fervor then. He literally just committed it. The other thing too, so he decided to just negate both heals. So what he's going to try to do here is that he's going to try to Tivers the second Deathbloom Wonder to be able to negate it that way. He also stops us from actually... No, because he stuns the Maokai. I thought he was going to stop the Sapling, but he actually stuns the Maokai. I still think we're in a decent spot, right? This is a blocker here. We can just eat up the Jhin with the Devour. We have blocker for the Tivers, so I'm not too concerned about it. And we actually also level up Maokai. So he should always he should always go for the stun here. Yeah. Wow. Ha. So yeah, we just get rid of the Jhin then. So we just get rid of the Jhin. Yeah, I like that. I guess it's Salvage, right? Salvage is probably a little bit better than Jettison. It's the same thing. I like getting rid of the Jhin here. We still get blockers for everything. We get the Maokai Sapling here. We get rid of his deck. I guess opponent could have the Stagehand. The Stagehand will be a punish. But because we get rid of the Jhin, we're not too concerned about that. Yeah, so by getting rid of the Jhin, we stop him from being able to like stun and do extra damage to our Nexus. That's irrelevant, right? And there we go. GG's. I told you guys, it's a good matchup. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Riven Fizz. So, this is very expensive. I think I need a more early presence. Sea Scarab is really good. Battlefish is also pretty good in my opinion. I definitely needed like an early presence, so I had to kick those expensive cards out. Because this deck is going to try to be pretty aggressive. Now, they could be playing the new version that's going full Rainbow Fish shenanigans. And if that's the case, it can be pretty troublesome for us. This is also a problem. If we have Maokai, Maokai would be so good into Fizz, right? Maokai would be so good into Fizz. I think I can just pass. It's also a consideration that their opponent commits any mana here that we Battle Feast the Fizz. This is not what we're looking for. I just gave him the chance to be able to do the Riven right here. But I don't think I have a choice. I think now at this point it's gonna have to be the Abyssal Eye to block the Fizz. Yeah, so there you go. So he gets to do the Riven, so that means that even the Abyssal Eye would not be enough. Because the opponent's gonna have the spells. I guess we can try to threaten the Fizz with Battle Feast plus Undergrowth another turn from now. Because opponent always needs to develop here. I mean, so opponent always needs to open attack here, right? That gives him the most damage. Open attacking gives him the most damage. Wow. I don't think I agree with that. I guess he's trying to play for the Swole Squirrel. Which I guess is fine, but I don't think that's actually gonna be enough. I guess it is, right? He got the quick attack. He got the quick attack too. So it is enough. It is enough because now all he needs to do is give this Overwhelm, but we do have the Vengeance to kill this whenever we want to. Not having Maokai sucks here, because if we have Maokai, we could easily kill that Fizz. Opponent already committed a quick attack, so we know they don't have it. We know they don't have the quick attack. I think we go Abyssal Eye. Abyssal Eye gives me a blocker into the Fizz. We can Vengeance this one next turn. We're 24 away. We have the Jettison, so that puts us 20 away. When this unit's... Okay, so he gets a Papercraft Dragon. So he went all in for this, which means that we definitely gonna have to Vengeance that, right? We even get a draw here, because opponent doesn't have anything to block with. So we get the second, 3, 6, 7. So we can just Vengeance the Swirl Squirrel. Problem is that, obviously, we Vengeance that and tap ourselves out of everything else. I guess opponent could technically be playing the Friendship, the 4-mana spell. Doesn't... Okay, so he tapped out of it. So opponent tapped out of the 4-mana spell that actually lets him survive there. So now we can kill the Swirl Squirrel. Sacrifice a Wonder. Okay, well, I guess he's not gonna give it to us, so we just go like this. Okay, so now what? Now how do we do this? Because opponent's just always gonna put the Papercraft Dragon on the Fizz, right? So if opponent's gonna put the Papercraft Dragon on the Fizz, we have 8 mana. We technically have enough to try to force out the to force out the Fizz, because opponent played Riven on turn 3, right? No, opponent played Riven on turn 3, so they have 1 Blade Fragment that they got on turn 4, 1 Blade Fragment that they got on turn 6. So 2 of his cards are Blade Fragments. He has 1 card from Conchologist, and he has the Papercraft Dragon. So we know 4 of his cards. He has at least 1 spell. I think it's too risky. I think what we... Because my problem here is twofold. We can try to threaten, but opponent always has enough spells to save Fizz, right? There's no question about it. We can try to threaten the Fizz, but I don't think that's ever actually working. Unless the opponent commits something right here. Okay, if the opponent goes like this, then now I'm actually going to threaten the Fizz. Opponent has 7 mana, and we have 3 ways to potentially kill the Fizz. Because I don't want the opponent to be able to do Papercraft Dragon on it. Losing the Abyssal Eye does suck, though. So that's what he got from Conchologist, right? So he does the Wallop. We do the Undergrowth now. And that also kills the Fizz. If the opponent has a second Fizz, we lose the game. If opponent has the last spell, we lose the game, right? I think I'm willing to put it, right? Because the opponent has at least 2 Blade Fragments. So we know the opponent has at least 2 Blade Fragments. So I'm willing to commit it. I'm willing to commit it and force him to have it. He has a second Wallop, okay. I think that's fine. We know the opponent has 2 Blade Fragments. I think I feel okay actually maybe doing the Vengeance next turn. It does suck though, because now we lose a lot of value here. I guess we can Vengeance and Jettison. Opponent has... gonna have 3 Blade Fragments. They're gonna have the Papercraft Dragon. If they have any other spell that can save his Fizz, he wins the game. But the fact that the opponent committed both Wallops there tells me that they probably don't have it. So we just keep enough mana for Vengeance. Opponent needs to commit a spell first to be able to give the Fizz the quick attack. I mean, the elusive. And if he has the spell, he just wins. He was always gonna get overwhelmed anyway, so the Abyssal Eye was always gonna die. So he needs to have the 1 mana spell. So he needs to have another 1 mana spell, right? He didn't have it last turn because he used both Wallops. So it's gonna depend on whatever he top deck here. And if he got it, he got it. If he has it, he has it. I'm not gonna try to play around it. So if he drew another Face Sprout or another Elixir Wrath, he wins the game. But this is the whole reason why I spent so much. He had the second Elixir Wrath, so yeah, GG's. I mean, I think it was worth it. I think it was worth it trying it out. Obviously, that we had no other way to deal with Fizz anyways, so if we don't go for it, we lose the game. Unfortunately, opponent ended up having all the answers, so yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Bard Galio. So it's going to be all about stats buff, which makes me feel very scared for my Maokai, and this also is going to die to... Oh wow, this is actually tough. Because this is going to die to a Browin, and this is going to die to almost every other challenger that the opponent has. And we also have the turn talking on 4. Opponent also kept 3 cards, so if the opponent has the Browin, we're in big trouble. Am I ever supposed to just pass here? I can't let this die to a Browin just yet.
I sculpt what others only dream of.
I really hate this. I think I'm really gonna just vengeance that Browin. So let's say that the opponent has a Browin right here. I'm just gonna vengeance it. If it's not a Browin, then I'm gonna do Sea Scarab and Dredgers.
A slight adjustment.
Still could be the Browin, which is the problem. So I think I just pass.
Where's my hammer?
Wow, opponent just gave it to us like that? I don't think I agree with this. I guess I did take quite a bit of damage. Took quite a bit of damage, right, by doing this play. But I think that's okay. I think, like I said, we do the Maokai. We'll have the Vengeance for anything that the opponent summons. We can do the Sea Scarab next turn. If the opponent kills the Maokai, he activates our Sea Scarab a little bit. We have Vengeance for the Challenger. We have 8 mana, so we have enough to do Sea Scarab plus the Vengeance. I guess opponent could technically have something like... So even if the opponent does it for the Demacia, it's not going to matter to us. Oh, he's just going to try to buff... he's just going to try to buff his bar. Okay. So we just go like this. So now this is going to be a lot of value. He's going to try to level up his bar here. I guess he can level him up next time. But there is a lot of value here. Because no matter... Like, now we get like the double value from the Sea Scarab. I guess opponent could technically try to go for like a sharp side play right here. To try to kill our thing. And if they do... Well, you know what? What if we just pass? What if we just take this 2 damage just because of that? No, you know what? I can't. I like doing this because we can threaten the bar with the Joe Hunters, right? We can threaten the bar with the Joe Hunters, so I think it makes more sense to always go like this. Let's just salvage right now. Because what I want to do is Joe Hunters next turn. And that should be enough. I guess opponents can opponent can just save the bar with doing it for Demacia. But that should be enough to get us to deep, right? Opponent lost that Fleet Feather, I think, for free. I don't think he should have lost it like that. We even get lower the depths now, which is pretty good for us. Sure. We can actually go deep because of the Maokai Sat magic. So we can actually go deep here with the Maokai Sat magic. Okay, so he ends up going like this. I still think we go like this then, right? We go deep here regardless. Both of these cards go through. We can Battle Fist this guy. Oh no! Wait! Game! Oh no! What did happen? That was gonna be such a good turn! Oh no! Oh, panic, panic. Okay. Perfect. So yeah, so here we can kill the bar. We kill his whole board. When it has 7 mana. Sharp Sight. That still kills your whole board, my friend. Maokai's not close to level up yet, right? I guess we could do the sap and then level him up. I don't care about losing that spider, by the way. I'm actually glad that I did. So he did have the sharp side, so I'm surprised he didn't commit it last turn. So I'm surprised he didn't commit the sharp side last turn. The opponent also blocked the wrong way. I don't think he realized that we were going deep. Maybe the opponent forgot about the Sea Scarab. The Sea Scarab letting us go deep. So opponent is slightly misplaying, which is kind of giving us a little bit of an edge. So I don't mind it. Again, we could sap, and that will actually take us to the level up Maokai. I guess we could do it next turn, right? We could sap Dredgers, and that would level up Maokai. Or, I mean, yeah, because Sedges is 3. I like it. This puts us at 21. This tosses enough, and that should be game. I mean, sorry, that should be the Maokai level up. And we just have to try to get Nautilus now. So the reason I didn't commit the Lord of the Depths now is because I wanted to make sure that we had enough cards that we could actually toss. Because we have all 3 Nautilus and 1 Maokai in our deck. And we're always gonna get those sea monsters back once we actually summon the Nautilus. So we can always do the Lord of the Depths after Nautilus is ready in the field. So yeah, GG's. Hey, welcome back everybody. Hope you enjoyed those games. Obviously, we had some pretty tough losses there, which I feel were some of them were because of misplays, right? Especially on that game versus the Twisted Fate Bard. I think we misplayed there more than we usually do in some of our games. Unfortunately, I haven't had the time to play Runeterra as much recently, except for when I'm making videos. So I'm a little bit rusty because we literally are just picking up a deck for a video, playing it for like, an hour to 2 hours, and then taking a break and now coming back into the next day to do the same thing. So I haven't been able to keep up to date with my skills in Runeterra, and it shows. It shows on the amount of misplays that I've been making or not thinking through, or like even when I make the misplay and I realize it right away as soon as I press OK. So hopefully I find more time to play the game more and actually get back to what I feel is a very competitive level. Aside from that though, in terms of mulligan tips, I feel like obviously Sea Scarab is always a keep. You usually want to see this very early on. The Dredgers can be pretty good as well to keep, especially if you need early blockers. Lord of the Depths is also a really good keep if you're not going against aggro. If you're going against aggro, it can be like a 3 mana do nothing. So I might not recommend keeping it, right? If you're going against aggro, you want to see stuff like Fizz, Wonder, or Undergrowth instead. But usually always want to keep Sea Scarab and Dredgers. That's usually what I would go for. And Lord of the Depths, unless you're going up against aggro. That'll be it for like mulligan tips. You don't want to keep any of your other expensive sea monsters, Vengeance or Nautilus. Pretty much, actually, I would say anything that costs more than 4 mana, you don't keep. Maokai can be a keep in some games if you know that the opponent doesn't have a great way to remove him. But aside from that, I would throw him away as well in the mulligan. But anyways, yeah. So that's my advice with this deck. As always, if you like this video, please make sure to like it below. And if you like the content, we post LOR videos every single day, so it will help us out a lot if you could subscribe. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund, where we stream every now and then. And you can also find us on Twitter and Discord. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again next time.